Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another chat with Castles, Capes, and Clones. If you're out there in the chat, please leave a comment. Let us know that you're in here. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And also, we are with Castle, Capes, and Clones, obviously, and we discuss everything in the Disney universe. We talk Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, The Muppets, 20th Century, National Geographic, Disney Plus, ABC, Hulu. If you're into any of those things, because that's all the things that are Disney, we would love it if you would subscribe to our channel, hit the bell for notifications, and do like this post, as it really does help us out. And I am here with my cousin and co-pilot, as always, Cousin Rich. How you doing?
Hello, I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, good. Is this the first time that we've done this since I came back from Pride Night? No.
No, last week.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so they did talk about Pride Night.
Yeah,
I'm losing my
I did.
mind. Yeah.
What is time?
Yeah. So anyway, I thought that we would discuss a little bit because you and I haven't really talked about Secret Invasion, the first episode.
Mhm.
Um, what were your general thoughts on it?
I liked it. I think it felt phase one-y, if that's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like the story is intriguing. Obviously I know kind of what it's based off of in the comics, and also
Yeah.
in some of the animated shows they've done it.
Mm-hmm.
But I like how it's I like how Nick Fury is now kind of different and shaken, and so it's not like the same Nick Fury we knew from pre-snap.
Right.
He's a bit almost disheveled, but also he's like on his game, but he's not on his game.
He's
Or maybe he
disheveled.
is totally on his game and he's pretending he's not on his game.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Right?
Um, because he's been on Saber for a while. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the big question for me is, does this take place before or after the Marvels? I think it takes place before because if they said that he's been on Saber and he hasn't been back to Earth, and then in the Marvels he's on Earth, it's got to be before, right?
I think that says it's after. Or
Mar-
it's wait, what's before? This show?
yeah,
Yeah, the show should be before the Marvels.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Um, oh, yeah, I thought it was really good. Like I know what you're saying about it. It was one of the early phases. I mean, definitely along the lines of Winter Soldier.
Right. Yeah.
Just this really, I mean, that first scene. I kind of wish that they didn't drop that first scene beforehand
Mhm.
because the one with Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, it was like interesting. I mean, I don't want to go into spoilers, but
Right.
um, you just don't know who. It just really brings in who do you trust? Who can you trust? Which I thought was very interesting. I thought the cliffhanger of an ending was like, what?
Right.
And
And we can't like really talk about it.
yeah,
Um,
and Olivia Colman, is that her name? Olivia
yeah.
Colman?
Yeah.
Okay. She was a brilliant like counterpart to um, Nick Fury, the
Yes.
Eng- the British counterpart to Nick Fury.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, like at first I was like, why are they giving Olivia Colman like this kind of side um, role? But it's definitely not a side role. It's she she was in it for quite a while, and her, even though she's not based on an actual Marvel character,
Mhm.
I feel like we're going to be seeing her in the comics soon.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, like, I didn't. Yeah, it's funny because I didn't get the feeling she would have a small role from the trailers. I feel like she was like in it.
Well, I not a small role, but I'm like, she just was so earnest about being in a Marvel thing that I
Yeah.
was like, oh, it's too bad she's not a superhero, right?
Oh yeah.
But I think that what they gave her was perfect for her.
Right.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
So anyway, yeah. So I thought it was. Oh, look, it's Allie and Pete,
Hello.
and we want to say happy anniversary. I know it happened a few days ago, but
Happy
we
belated
are so
anniversary.
happy for you.
Yay.
Um,
But
I oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, obviously it was just the first episode, so there's lots of questions, lots of, I don't know exactly where this is all going, and I know, and Secret Invasion has been part of the comics for a good while,
Hmm.
so I know how those end. But obviously, the MCU is kind of weirdly enough, a smaller universe
Yeah.
compared to the comics, because the comics has had decades of characters, so there's a lot of characters in the Secret Invasion from the comics and their
Hmm.
involvement and all this kind of stuff. I know we can't get to that scale,
Yeah.
maybe, um, but I don't know. I like, because Winter Soldier is one of my top favorite MCU movies, so I really
Hmm.
like that whole espionage thing.
Hmm.
And then Nick Fury kind of like, distrust of everything. So now it's almost gonna make you feel like, go back to all the other movies and be like, was this real or was this Skrull?
Hmm.
Which is kind of what Secret Invasion kind of did.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I really like Amelia Clark, like always did.
Oh yeah, Amelia Clark. Yeah, I forgot. I forgot to mention Amelia Clark. Only Daenerys Targaryen,
Right.
Dracarys. I thought she was great. I thought it was interesting to see um,
Yes.
who she was
And what's gone on
and what's gone on.
with her.
Yeah, since the last time we saw them.
Yeah.
So uh, it's interesting. So yeah, I always like Amelia Clark. She's
She's fun.
fun. Yeah. Hello, Seth.
Hello.
Welcome, welcome. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into the news. We don't have a lot today, but we'll get through it and go from there. Okay, so there was a weekend box office. So Sony won the weekend. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse went back up to number one. However, of note, Pixar's Elemental, the one that everybody was counting out as a flop, stayed strong at number two, and it didn't lose as much as people thought it was going to lose
Right.
in that second weekend. And yeah, rarely does a film reclaim the top spot amidst a fierce summer competition for Spider-Man. So those are kind of two Disney related things that went up there. But Elemental took in an estimated 18.5 million upon falling only 39% in its second weekend. Um, and it did suffer the worst start of a Pixar film. But I went with my sister to see it again over the weekend,
Hmm.
and I loved it even more. Like I'm just kind of in love with the two main characters. I just think that they're so likable, and also think that it's interesting because it is like about a what is it called, biracial relationship, you
Right.
know, and it's cool that they had as the actors one one is Asian American and the other one is African American, so which also kind of leads into that whole biracial thing. So I strongly encourage people to watch Elemental if they have not already. Um, and then also Disney's The Little Mermaid uh, has grossed 500 million at the world in the worldwide box office. So again, slow starters, but things are looking a little more up for Disney, even though people will probably tell you that they're down.
I just think one Disney's been not great at marketing their own stuff, so that's
Yeah,
one.
that
Two,
is. Oh, go ahead.
two people have been trained to wait for Disney Plus.
Yeah, both of those I absolutely agree with. But the first one, with the marketing of Elemental, it's a love story. It's an immigrant story. Make it about that. I mean, like, instead of making it, I think that they lean too heavy into saying Zootopia was a big hit for them. So if they make it seem like Zootopia, it will be, um, people will go see it. But I think that's unfortunately people thought, well, I've seen Zootopia already, so I'm just waiting for Disney Plus. Instead of seeing that it is something a little bit different. It is a rom com and it's very touching. Like I cried both times,
Yeah,
and my mom cried, my sister cried. Uh, yeah,
there you go.
yeah, exactly. That I think that's what they wanted people to think. Is Ali and Pete said that I was just typing that the trailers felt like Zootopia, and I really think that that was a big misstep for them.
Yeah,
So,
it's also as far as animated films, it's also very tough competition right now.
mhm,
Coming off of Super Mario Brothers and Spider Man,
right.
it could be one of those like we just don't. Again, movies are not cheap for families.
Hmm.
So they went probably to go see Super Mario Brothers, went to probably see Spider Man for a family of four. That's already like $160, $200
Yeah,
in a month. So
right. And there's just more coming out. I mean, this summer is going to be really busy with
and this month
different
is
films.
busy. Like
Yeah,
The Flash,
The Flash. Yeah,
Indiana Jones is coming out in 2 days. Um,
right.
um, what's it called? Mission Impossible is coming out.
Yeah, Barbie. I
Barbie,
I really want to see that Barbie.
yeah.
Um, and something Ruby something, the Kraken, something about a Kraken.
Oh,
I
yeah,
kind of want to see this movie.
the Kraken movie.
Yeah, the Kraken movie.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, yeah, it's just crazy. So anyway, uh, it's busy out there, but I think that you know we just have to look at films a little bit different nowadays. Things that are considered flops right now are not really bad
I mean, there's a lot
movies.
of memorable cult movies that did poorly when they
Yeah,
came out and found their audiences later in a
exactly.
medium that's a little more digestible and accessible.
Hmm.
Um, like I really think the movie industry, the theater going industry, needs to really reevaluate themselves. Um, Everyone's like, everyone watch movies in the theater.
Hmm.
Well, make it worthwhile for us to spend this much money when we can get almost, again, this is to the general public. They have big screens at home. Sound systems are fine. They can pause, go to the bathroom. Don't have to spend $20 on popcorn.
Hmm.
So it's one of those things where, yeah, people do like going to the theaters, but it's just so expensive that the alternative, which is only slightly worse of an experience,
Hmm.
is more feasible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go on to there have been some honors lately. So the Hollywood Walk of Fame has announced some of its new inductees. Michelle Yeoh, Oscar-winning actress who, in the Disneyverse, played Guayin in American Born Chinese, and I'm telling you, you need to watch American Born Chinese. It's so good. It's just such a good show. Um, and it rhymes with Michelle Yeoh. Uh, Her and Kevin Feige are going to be getting stars, and then Chadwick Boseman is getting a posthumous star. Um, Alien Pizza getting out of the house is tough. Audiences for our live theater production are still down 30%. Yeah, that's why I'm saying from pre-COVID, people are still not wanting to gather in large crowds, and I get it. And but people have to. The media needs to understand this when talking about. They want to put up the sensational thing.
I mean, that's what media is
So and
now.
so flops.
They want
What?
to start that. eh, That's what media mostly is now. It's the negative slash hot take
Yeah.
headline.
Well,
That's it.
they need to get that headline because everybody's competing, especially now that you have the internet, people on Twitter, people on TikTok, all trying to compete now with uh big media and so on and so forth.
Um, I would also like to throw in that Christina Ricci of That Darn Cat is also getting her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Oh, is she?
Yes, she's
Okay, I
part of
missed
the
that.
2024 cast or class.
Class, yeah. Um, and then Angela Bassett, who was denied her Oscar at this Oscar ceremony. I love Jamie Lee Curtis, but it should have gone to Angela Bassett. But she is going to receive an Oscar at this year's Governor Awards. I don't know if that part is filmed or whatever, but I hope it is. I hope that she gets a chance to give a Oscar speech. She's a legend, and I think she deserves it. So
Um, I mean, we'll probably see it on YouTube or
probably
whatever,
on
but
YouTube. Yeah,
the governor's awards aren't really
I know.
broadcast, especially
Yeah,
now. Like,
I wonder, is it a lifetime achievement? I didn't say. It just said an Oscar.
there's it's not a lifetime achievement. It's how to describe it. Like the awards given out during the governor's awards.
I was looking at Alien. Angela Bassett did the thing.
Right.
Oh my god, that's too funny.
Um but anyway, it's not like a lifetime achievement award. It's more like I don't know I don't know how to describe it. It's like every year they kind of give out a couple of those to people in the film industry.
Hmm.
But it's not necessarily like, I mean, one, it's not at the Oscars. So it's like akin to the technical awards that they don't show.
Yeah. Okay.
So cool, but I think she deserves something from the actual award show.
Yeah, she needs to be. I mean, she needs to be seen, heard, whatever. I mean, because she's a legend, and I'm sad that she won't get it for being Ramonda, who because I don't want to spoil anything, but let's just say that she won't receive any Oscar for being Ramonda from this point forward. Anywho. All right. Well, let's move on. Okay, so we put this in because it involves the Philippines. But despite racist backlash in Asia, The Little Mermaid is a blockbuster in the Philippines. So it has bombed primarily in China and South Korea because they don't like the black um, Ariel. They don't like her being black. They don't like the casting of Halle Bailey, and so they are avoiding the theaters. In the Philippines, however, it is the biggest blockbuster of the year, having earned 5.8 million. It has surpassed two of the biggest global hits of the year: Universal's The Super Mario Brothers movie at 2.2 million, and Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 at 4.7 million. Um, but they also widely embraced Halle Bailey's performance, and a lot of that has to do with younger theater goers going to the theater and being a little bit more um, you know, understanding and forgiving and things like that. But the film is doing better than any other Hollywood fair this year, but it still won't reach the heights of other Philippine live action remakes released pre COVID in the Philippines. And that was Aladdin, which earned 11 million there, and The Lion King, which took in 10.2 million. Um, so yeah, it's very interesting. It's really sad that the casting of Halle Bailey hasn't done well in China and South Korea, but unfortunately, I'm sad to say that that's happening here too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just very sad. Hello, Tammy. How are you?
Hello.
Namaste. Anything you would like to remark about the backlash or the
Um,
Philippines
I
being
mean, it
off?
doesn't really surprise me about the Philippines.
Yeah,
You know, um, we're sometimes we're not. We're kind of also the outcasts of the Asian
of the
community
Asians.
with our Spanish-sounding names
We
or
are
whatever.
with those Spanish surnames and
Um, but it's nice that we're a little more. Like, we're definitely more embracing. So,
yeah. Well, we are
GG us.
essentially a melting pot of a race.
That is very true.
Trying to get my energy back. Oh, well, that's good. Um, yeah, we are a melting pot of a race, so it's good. We're doing well. How are you?
We are good.
I mean, she is rushing a lot, so she's trying to get her energy back. Okay. Let's move on to the next story, which is High School, the musical, the series. It is ending with season 4, and it has revealed it revealed a teaser and a poster announcing that it will take its final bow this summer. All 8 episodes of the fourth and final season will premiere Wednesday, August 9th, 2023, exclusively on Disney Plus. But Disney Plus has launched the careers of many people. Grammy Award winning Olivia Rodrigo, who is half Filipino. Tony Award winning Julia Lester. Singer songwriter Joshua Bassett, who your godson loves, and who recently completed a sold out worldwide tour. And Dara Renee, who made her songwriting debut on the series of and stars in the upcoming Disney Plus original movie Descendants: The Rise of Red.
Huh.
The color of the rainbow are the most pretty color ever. Yes, I agree. Um, I actually like this show. It was very, the thing is, it's like it had gay characters on it that, um, were just, there weren't like big coming out episodes or, whatever. And people just generally accepted their gay classmates, and I thought that was really good. And it's a very diverse and like Vanessa Hudgens, Olivia Rodrigo is part Filipino, and I thought they built that into the show as well. I thought that was really cool. Yeah, on August 9th, all episodes will air all at once. So, yeah, that will be the last episode ever. It's sad.
No.
I know you have a lot to say about. No, just kidding.
I'm actually surprised that it's just been 4 seasons because it feels like it's been on for a while.
I know yeah, it feels like it's been, but
Though I
I mean,
guess
if you think about it,
COVID year.
well, yeah, but also if you think about it, Disney Plus has only been. I mean, we're in our 4th year
Oh, that's right.
of our contract, which is sad
Right.
because that means in November we have to pay. But
I mean, I don't still. Well,
you,
because of Verizon, I have tacked on stuff.
no, I do too. But
Yeah, but I opened a Verizon account.
another one.
No, but I don't know. I don't know. I had some deal.
Okay. Well, good for you. Nanny pooper signs. Um, that would have been one of my favorites. Yeah, I know. It was a good series. I liked it. All right. Oh, we were going to say something?
Who? Me?
Oh, I thought you were going to say something.
Nope.
All right, let's move on to some theme park news. We'll start off at Walt Disney World. Walt Disney World is going to introduce park-specific Disney Genie Plus options. So beginning June 27th, which is today, guests at Walt Disney World will now purchase Disney Genie Plus based on how they want to visit. So you can either pick a single park or a multiple park. And the prices may be lower some days compared to others, just like it is. And guests will be able to purchase Disney Genie Plus through the My Disney Experience app on the day of their visit. So the price points are for multiple parks, it's $27 per person. For Magic Kingdom, it is also $27 per person, which is like why. Hollywood Studios, $24 per person. Epcot, $18 per person. And Animal Kingdom, $16 per person. I would just say if you're going to get Magic Kingdom, you might as well get multiple parks, and that leaves you loosey goosey for whether you want to go somewhere. That's okay, Tammy. We like talking to people. Um,
That all makes sense because Magic Kingdom, like everyone, like all the influencers and YouTubes, like Epcot is like a place where they're always like you don't really need Genie Plus. Hollywood Studios doesn't have as much as Magic Kingdom in terms of Genie Plus
mhm.
attractions.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that multiple parks in Magic Kingdom are the same price.
I guess. I don't know. I mean,
Because if you're going to pay for Magic
yeah.
Kingdom, then it makes sense to just pay for multiple parks. Otherwise, if they do like anything more than that, I don't think people are going to get multiple park, whatever. I think this makes it more feasible to get the multiple park one.
I guess. Yeah. The only parks we got at for as our parks are Magic Kingdom and Studios. Yeah, which is interesting because those are the two higher level ones.
Yeah, because they all
Um,
have the most, like I said, Disney Genie Plus
but
attraction.
yeah, no, what I'm saying is, if you're going to go to Magic Kingdoms and later to Hollywood Studios, that's a good deal. $27.
Yeah,
Zero reason to use it for Epcot. Save your money and get Cosmic Rewind Lane passes.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard that. Um, okay, bye, Tammy. Thanks for coming by and talking with us.
Good night.
Yeah, that's what I've heard about the Lightning Lane, getting in the Lightning Lane for Cosmic Rewind. I wanted to go on that so bad.
Mm.
Um, I'm watching. Uh, oh my God, what is the name of the show? Sunny Times 2. And Brandon is doing a college program at Walt Disney World. And like every day, he starts his day on Cosmic Rewind. And I'm like,
Wow.
I know, I was just like, oh, can you imagine? Like, I'm just, I'm going to go into Cosmic Rewind and then go to work. I'm like, okay, take me
Nice.
with you. Yeah, so I think basically what I'm saying is the multiple parks deal is a good deal if you're going to Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios because that's like a big plus. So, anywho. All right. Well, Nick Fury and Indiana Jones are coming or are at Disneyland and DCA.
Mhm.
So Nick Fury, he's there to celebrate the celebration. I mean the release of Secret Invasion on Disney Plus, and they may encounter him um, recruiting guests to practice the art of espionage in an all-new interactive experience only at Avengers Campus.
Hmm.
And he's just basically he's going to get young people to help him, protect the earth, which I think is fun. Like I love those little shows that they put on, like with the Dora Milaje, and then they had one with Mbaku,
It's probably be
and so
similar to that.
yeah, it is. It's like basically in the same area. They moved the Shield Jeep
Yeah.
closer to there. Um, I don't think he's meeting with anybody, so that's sad. But that's already happening
Yeah.
over at California Adventure. Indiana Jones, to celebrate the release of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Disney Parks uh, posted Instagram of Indiana Jones coming to Disneyland Park, the character. And so, for limited time starting June 30th, you will be able to find Indiana Jones in Adventureland. I'm like, oh, why not just make him, on all the time? I mean, like, wouldn't that be cool just to see Indiana Jones walking around Adventureland?
I mean, it's the same issue with Avengers Campus. Like, why not have all those characters
Exactly.
be there all the like? One, it'll cut down on the whole I see Loki all the time.
Yeah.
The same cast of characters like like the old Avengers are kind of getting shuffled
Yeah.
with the
I
new
mean,
ones, new characters. So
yeah. I mean, it's like, let's see America Chavez, but Ms. Marvel, all
like
these
I'm sure we'll
characters.
see Ms. Marvel again because of the Marvels. They'll probably
Yeah.
bring her out, and
And Monica
Tom
Rambeau,
and
hopefully.
so sure, but like
Hmm.
why limit it?
Yeah.
Especially like Miss Marvel and America Chavez, for young girls to have more than just Black Widow,
Hmm.
especially since they're characters of color also.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I don't get it, but and again, like we've said it a bunch of times, you spent money on the costumes,
Yeah.
just use them.
Exactly.
Just use them.
Exactly.
Indiana Jones should be a no-brainer for walking
Hmm.
around Adventureland because
He's out all the time in Tokyo Disney Sea.
see.
So, yeah, I met him there.
I mean, the only thing I could think of maybe is because that place is always congested,
That's the only thing I could think of
right?
too. Unless they find a spot where, like, there was a spot where Moana met
Yeah,
near the tree, but the tree is
it's not.
not operational yet. They're still doing the um construction on that. But
Right.
there was a area that was actually a really beautiful area for Moana, with the water in the background, and it looks like a tropical paradise there.
Right.
But they were able to create a queue that went up, so people could line up and not block the walkways.
Right.
So
That doesn't really exist anymore.
what?
That doesn't really exist anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't right now. It will eventually, I'm sure. But I hope they keep that space open because it's a good space for characters. Anywho, all right, moving on. Rogers the Musical debuts on June 30th. It is going to be all new one act live theater production, and it will go until August 31st. So only 2 months, which is dumb. Rogers the Musical is inspired by the fictional Broadway musical theater sequence in the first episode of Disney Plus's series Hawkeye, which everybody fell in love with. This new musical project will come to life with book writer Hunter Bell, star of and book writer of the Tony Award nominated title of show, and will feature 5 all-new songs with music by Grammy-winning composer Christopher Leonards and lyrics by Jordan Peterson, Christopher Leonards, and Alex Karoukas. Uh, Save the City, which is a fan favorite from Hawkeye, written by Mark Shaman and Scott Woodman, will appear, as well as Star Spangled Man from the film Captain America the First Avenger, written by Alan Menken and Dave Zippel. Uh, So there are different ways that you can watch a show. You can line up for it. You can join a complimentary virtual queue on the Disneyland app, and they're highly recommending doing this. The virtual queue will begin at 10:30 a.m. For the first two shows, and then 2 p.m. for the remaining shows of the day. You'll need the Disneyland app to do that. And during the limited time run, Rogers Musical select locations will have patriotic and heroically themed food and beverages such as the cherry, vanilla, and blue raspberry shake, sausage and pepperoni wrap. I think that's the one that I was talking about. No, yeah, or was it the pastrami pretzel dog? I can't remember. Anyway, I was talking about one of those with Rich, cousin Rich earlier. Um, you may also choose to buy a Rogers the Musical Premium Viewing Experience package from the Studio Catering Company truck in Hollywoodland, which I am going to do. I want to see this twice, at least twice, while I'm there in July. And so I'm going to definitely utilize that. But it comes with a Rogers Musical popcorn bucket with kettle corn and a choice of bottled beverage, plus access to lounge seating before the show, high priority choice of seating in the theater, hello, and a souvenir lanyard and access to a unique photo opportunity. So there for it. And then for a limited time, two magic shots from Disney PhotoPass service make you the main character with an opportunity to pose with Captain America's shield in front of the Hyperion Theater marquee, doing that. And then the musical also will be commemorated with merchandise near the Hyperion Theater, including a t shirt, getting that, magnet, getting that, and ornament, maybe. I don't know why they don't have a pin. So weird. So excited. I like, I can't sleep at night sometimes thinking about how I'm going to see this soon.
Yeah, there was a D23 Gold member preview
I
for Thursday, sold out in like 20 seconds.
know. It's so crazy.
Um,
Um,
yeah,
are,
yeah.
are you going
I,
to see it though?
I'm gonna. I don't know when though.
Yeah,
So we'll see.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to see it. Like I don't. I remember when they transformed Space Mountain to Hyperspace Mountain for the first time, and it was only supposed to be for like 2 months,
Yeah.
and it stuck around for over 12.
Yeah, that's, I mean, like the same, I remember the same was going for Frozen. They said that Frozen was going to be for like like a couple
Mm-hmm.
months or something, and it stayed for at
Years.
least a couple years, I want to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm hoping
I mean, what else are you
will
gonna do without
happen.
space?
I know, that's exactly it. It's like, what else are they going to do unless they're planning another thing? But to me, the most appropriate thing to happen there is a Marvel thing since it's so close to Avengers Campus. The
Yeah.
only thing that I'm wondering about is the dining area that is so needed in Avengers Campus that they had in the queue for the theater.
I mean, we were there over the weekend. It's already gone.
Oh, it
So
is?
yeah, it's already back to what
Oh,
it looked like before.
huh.
And it wasn't terrible.
Okay, well, that's good to know because sometimes when I've gone to get something at Pim's, it's like there's no seating at all.
Yeah. I mean, that's always gonna be a thing. But it
Yeah.
wasn't like It doesn't seem that crazy,
Okay,
but
that's good.
you know, eh, it's always a thing. Seating is a premium over over the
Yeah,
drinks.
so true. So true. All right. Then we have um, the new updates on San Francisco Square at Disney California Adventure. So starting in mid-July, you'll be able to sample some of the new foods at the Lucky Fortune Cookery and the Port of San Francisco Cerveceria um, will officially open. And then after that, more dining and shopping will happen until the um, total transformation, which will happen in mid-August. I'm like so bummed. I thought for sure it would be open by July.
You'll
Uh,
probably get to see the bridge completed because I think they're putting that up now.
yeah, and there's a lot of that they decorated. Like
Yes.
the bathrooms, I think are so cute. Allie, you will love this. It they're basically it's a boy Baymax and a girl Baymax to show that you which bathroom you go into. It's so cute.
Yeah, there's already a lot of things. Like
Yeah,
all the signage. Well, there's a lot of signage. A lot of the stuff is temporary, like the Pacific Wharf Cafe
I think that they've now
is
transformed it into
there's
not
still
food wise, but
I mean
the
there's like
outside.
the actual official sign is gone. It's a temporary sign because it's still that
Oh, I see.
until the complete switch
They
over.
got it complete. Okay.
Yeah, the Lucky Fortune Cookery neon sign is gone, but I'm
Yeah,
betting because they have to do something on the roof because it's kind of attached to the roof of
yeah,
the whole area, and I think they're gonna change that a little bit. So yeah, it's looking really cool. Um, yeah, I can't wait to see it completed and what
yeah.
food because it is there's a lot of good food in there now. Um,
Right.
and like the cafe I don't think it's gonna change a lot. It's not gonna have like bread bowls and stuff. And
They said it's going to have bread. Actually, we'll just go down this a little bit because they do talk about Aunt Cass's
okay.
what you call it. But anyway, I can't remember what it's called. We'll go down. Um, so some of the things that you'll be able to do, you'll be able to meet Hero and Baymax outside the Hamada Bot Shop. And this is where the Big Hero 6 team builds and innovates their high tech gear. So you may see a few of their upcoming inventions there. Then near the bot shop will be the San Francisco Makers Market, a storefront stocked with unique apparel, housewares, and more featuring Baymax and friends. Then there will be across the way a vending machine which dispenses collectible golden medallions featuring Baymax and iconic images of San Francisco. I'm assuming it's
It's
one of
those
those coin
coin
machines.
things. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Ad Cass's Cafe, the second bakery cafe operated by Heroes Loving Aunt will surveys will serve
Well, survey
dishes.
says
Yeah, surfaces will serve dishes, soups in freshly baked Bodine sourdough bread bowls, and more inspired by Japanese cuisine. So
nice.
that's interesting. On the outside of this quick service restaurant, you'll find a mural of Aunt Cass's lucky pet cat, Mochi. Yay! And then, if anybody was wondering if there would still be margaritas, A an old fishing net tannery across from the cafe is being converted to Rita's Turbine Blenders, a giant drink dispenser offering delicious margaritas and icy beverages. This refreshment stand is owned and named after the repair technician who maintains the floating wind turbine, resembling a giant koi fish that sits atop the structure. And then finally, we are going to be getting new menu items at Cocina Cucamonga. I'm really surprised that they didn't change the name of that. And
Um,
well, because Cocina Cucamonga really goes back to the early days of California Adventure, where everything was a California joke, so it's like Cocina
right.
Cucamonga.
But I mean, what else are you gonna change it to? You to make it more Asian-y?
Well, no. I mean, it could be Mexican, but I was surprised that they didn't, make it the San Francisco taqueria or something. I don't know. I'm just shooting off the hip. So
As long as they
anyway,
don't get rid of birria tacos.
yeah, I know, right? Exactly. But anyway, Cocina Cucamonga is going to be there with new items as well as Ghirardelli soda fountains for those who were afraid that the soda fountain was going to disappear. And there's going to be a Disney Eats foodie guide coming out with a full list of cuisine. So super excited about that. Um, yeah, I just can't. All of the pictures that I see of San Francisco just make me so more excited. Like I've always loved Pacific Wharf,
Yeah.
but again, it's an old concept. Uh, it's part of the old Disney California Adventure, and for them to use an IP here, I think it's great. So
My only concern is them opening up the bot shop and whatever merchandise thing.
yeah,
Knowing where it is, that means there's less seating, and this goes back to the whole seating thing. That place is crazy when it's like lunchtime and dinner time.
yeah, I know. That's the thing that I'm trying to like, and then there's going to be lines for Baymax because Baymax is so popular. Karen, you're not late. We love you. Um,
I
yeah,
I mean, I feel like that line could probably move towards the Cars Land transition. So at least
yeah.
it's kind of out of the way. But still, I mean, just that whole
That's what I
section.
think they're going to do. I think that they're going to have to do that.
Yeah, and it sounds like that the Carl Strauss beer cart is still going to be there. Except it's going to be the Cerveza, whatever,
Cerveceria, yeah,
or maybe they might move it because I think that's like that
they're
area
going
is
to
going to
have
be
to
where the
move it.
meet and greet and the shop and stuff. But yeah,
Right.
that's the only big concern is like we're losing a lot of seating in that section.
Well, what they're calling San Francisco, I think also it is going out to the area where the cafe or what is it? What is it called? The, the
Uh,
cart cappuccino cart or
oh,
whatever.
The Java Junction,
Yeah,
whatever.
so it's going to extend out to that. So
Um,
that they're probably going to retheme that as well. So I don't know. Maybe they'll move the cerveceria out there. I don't know.
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Um, I know they keep adding seats. Like they extended a lot of seating. They put seats on the bridge.
Yeah,
uh, so it's one of those things. Kind of like the Hyperion Theater. It's like
yeah,
we're losing seats that we desperately need, but at the same time, we need the space for other stuff.
right.
And it's funny
Exactly.
because like DCA is a more spacious
I
park.
know. Yeah, it's crazy
Yeah,
that there doesn't seem to be as much dining as when you go to Disneyland. No, Disneyland always, unless you're at
Yes.
Tomorrowland Terrace.
Yeah.
Tomorrowland Terrace has a good amount of seating, but like if
Tomorrowland
you
is
want to go to
fine,
Red
but
Rose, huh?
yeah, on a bad day, yeah,
Yeah,
you're not
Red
going.
Rose. Docking Bay 7, good. There never seems to be any problem doing Ronto wraps. Um,
Yeah,
but everything else, I mean, like even Hungry Bear has two levels of dining,
that's
and it
still
still seems,
crazy. It's
yeah.
also I feel like when I remember when DCA, oh, well, not when it opened because I wasn't here, but in the early days before the big transformation from
Hmm.
what it used to be. I remember, every time I left, there would be these cast members with surveys
Hmm.
asking about the food. Like, did you like the food? Did you buy any food? I'm like, no, because it's terrible.
Yeah.
Back in the day. So I think it wasn't a destination for food. It
Hmm.
just kind of like your normal fanfare, like whatever. Now,
Exactly.
however, a lot of the places, especially in DC, I think the food is better, and a lot more diverse. There's a lot more things you can get there than I think there.
Yeah. Gosh, I remember a time when they had all the survey people. You're right. That's something I never see anymore.
Yeah,
Are survey people.
yeah,
But I remember back in the day, they kept doing surveys on food.
yeah.
And every time they said, "Would you mind me asking a few questions about your restaurant, your dining experience, or whatever?" I'm like, "Oh heck yeah!" And I
Yep.
go in. They're like, oh, "Okay, well you got to go in and fill out the form here." I'm like, "Okay, let me go." I do it every time
Yeah,
I would
because the
walk through.
food was
Yeah, the
not
food
good.
was disgusting,
Yeah,
and now it is a destination
and
to
I
eat.
think also like the foodie kind of culture has risen since
Yeah.
then too. So
Well, and you look at like all of the vloggers and bloggers and
yeah,
whatever, that a lot of them cover mostly food
food.
and merch. Um, because I'm always looking for somebody that covers characters, but I never find anybody to do that.
Sorry,
Some people do, huh?
like sorry. It's not.
I
I'm trying to
know.
find a my niche. And
Yeah.
on that front, this is a side note. Tom did get his pass.
Yay!
So we are now in the planning of going to the parks and shooting the show I've been wanting to do.
Good.
That should set me at least a little apart from all the normal kind of Disney bloggers. It's because it's not a
Yeah.
blog. It's more like I'm treating it like a travel show kind of thing, and not like it's not. There won't be a lot of me holding the camera. This is why I needed Tom because he's a cinematic genius. I think like
Genius.
his eye is great, and so it's gonna be shot like an old school Travel Channel show.
I
But
can't.
on
I
Disney.
can't wait. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
So, anywho, all right. Well, remarkably enough, we don't have any Lucasfilm news,
I
and we
mean,
only have, huh?
Indiana Jones is coming out this week.
Except for Indiana Jones coming out
Yeah.
on Thursday.
Yes.
Uh,
I
Technically Friday, but
I
everybody
don't know
goes
why
on
they
Thursday.
just make it third.
Yeah, I don't know because then they're gonna have to go
Then it becomes
and do
Wednesday.
previews on Wednesday, and then it will be like, well, why not just say Wednesday, and then it will be Tuesday, and then the
Remember
next
when it
thing
was
you
a
know, you're
midnight?
back to Friday.
12:01 on Friday is when they come out.
Oh, I remember when, yeah, they would do a midnight show,
Mhm.
and every so often I'd go see the midnight show.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad now
Yeah,
at
kids.
3:55 on Thursday, I can go see Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
I know we're seeing it like 7 something on Thursday night.
Are you?
And then I'm
Yeah.
taking my dad to see it on Saturday.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Um yeah, remember like kids, you don't know. We used to have to go to the theater to buy tickets.
Hmm.
You probably can still over there, but like
We
we
do.
used to line up. I had to get to the theater 2 hours early just to
Yeah,
line up so we could get a good seat.
yeah. I thank God that nobody likes watching movies here. So when we go to the theater, it's like the the most packed I've ever except for a Marvel Avengers movie. Marvel Avengers movies are tend to be packed, and I buy it
Right.
in advance. But like even then, maybe it'll be the week before. But recently, I haven't seen anybody go to the preview shows that I go to, except for Spider-Man Across the Universe. That theater was full. It was crazy. So
Yeah. Fight for your seat. I have a friend that when we went to the theaters, he like we brought like jacket and stuff. Like we'd run up the stairs and he'd throw his jacket like a MLB pitcher to the section that you want to sit at. He's like
yeah,
claimed.
that's so funny.
Yeah, I don't miss the days where you're just standing, and especially I'm from Chicago, and so the movies that come out during winter, that's
Oh yeah. Karen is also from. She's from Illinois,
oh,
and she hates fighting for her seat. She loves buying reserve seats ahead of time. Yeah, I just it- since we don't really have to do it. If I don't have to do it, I'd rather skip the. We have like a $2 processing fee, and
mm,
so
no, I have
but
to.
that's for us here
Once I know
in
a
hell.
big theater, a big movie is opening, the
Hmm.
ticket sales like early in the morning, I'm up. I'm ready.
Yeah,
Luckily, I'm an early
good for you.
riser anyway, so
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. We only have one Marvel piece of news, and that's Bad Bunny. The Bad Bunny led Spider Verse movie El Muerto is no longer on Sony's release schedule. El Muerto is a spin-off of Spider-Man. The Spider Verse created by Sony. So like with Venom and
Everyone's
uh,
favorite, Morbius.
yeah, exactly, and Morbius. Yeah. So it's been shelved, and it was poised to make history as the first live action Marvel production featuring a Latino protagonist, which is sad. He is the anti-hero and son of a legendary luchador. Um, and so also there was news that Bad Bunny no longer is part of this. But the reason for them shelving El Muerto is because, again, with the writer's strike playing a big role in this. So,
Also, the SAG strike might be they have until the end of
and
the
it's yeah, that's why Disney like totally readjusted its calendars.
everyone
Was
is.
huh?
Everyone is.
Yeah.
Um,
So
I am not surprised.
I am not surprised either. I mean, I, I kind of first of all, I am I'm sorry, but I don't know who Bad Bunny is. I know that he's a singer, but I don't. I just don't. I'm not familiar with him. So that part of it was like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
But El Muerto, I mean, really?
like before, I feel like it was. Well, I remember when they announced it. I'm like, you should guys should just wait until like I can't remember if Morbius came out yet when they first announced
Hmm.
it. But I'm like, you guys should wait to see what Madam Web does. Because if there's a character that's not mainstream and whatever, and that does well,
Yeah,
maybe you got something. But like, they had like Madam Web and El Muerto. I'm like, I don't think these are the movies you think they're gonna be. Like, I don't think
Yeah,
it's gonna be like everyone must now go to see the Spider Verse.
right.
Um,
And is the like he's a Latino protagonist, but is the first Latino protagonist? Does he have to be an anti-hero? I mean, why not shoot for the stars like Black Panther and be a role model for Latino children? Also, I was just thinking another thing. Miles Morales is part Latino. He's Afro Latino.
yeah,
So
like if they just came out and said we're making a Miles Morales movie, I'd be like, that makes a lot of sense. Like,
yeah,
of course you should make a Miles Morales movie, and they did
uh,
with animation,
yeah, they did with
and
animation and they did it
they did it
well.
well. I mean, it
Yeah,
went back, um, and still a lot of people's favorite movies, like superhero movies, like not even
yeah,
just animated superhero movies, but like in general,
yeah.
it's definitely in my top list.
Hmm.
But like, I know Sony's trying to hold on to their license on Spider-Man. But like, I don't know. Spider-Man's a hero. Does everyone have to? Why is all the other movies the anti-hero movie, like Venom, Morbius,
Yeah, Venom, Morbius. I mean,
Craven?
well, because these are all like villains of Spider-Man.
Right, but it's like
Um,
make that like I'd rather have Craven be a Spider-Man villain than us trying to watch a whole movie of this hyper violent hunter guy.
I
And
know.
like, what's the draw?
Yeah.
Like, am I just wanting to see someone who's you like? And then when they gave him the weird lion blood powers, which is weird, but
it's like Halle Berry's uh,
Catwoman
Catwoman. She got her powers by being licked by
by
cats.
cats,
Yeah.
right? And we know how well that went.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember like Birds of Prey kind of did that. The series where Huntress was like a meta human because of, I don't know, cats or something. Also,
Yeah.
like there was some weird, because every time she did something, there was like a cat sound, like meow.
Hmm.
Like that's not who the Huntress is, but whatever.
Right. Which
Um,
is sad because that show had the woman who played Oracle, Barbara Gordon,
yeah,
was amazing. And like
yeah,
she
I liked the
really seemed
cast.
like,
It was
yeah,
just the story, and they had Sloane Peterson. I can't remember the actress name who played Harley Quinn or Harley
right.
Quinzel on that show.
Yes, yeah, Harleen
Mia
Quinzel.
something. Mia
I
Sarah?
forget.
Is that her name? From Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, but
Yeah,
I
time
can't.
cop.
I think you're right. I think that's what her name is.
Yeah. I got excited when, I know this is Disney, not Disney, but like I got excited when Ashley Scott, who played Huntress, was in the crossover event on the CW
Oh wow.
for like 2 seconds.
Oh,
But it was cool to
in
see
that
in
little
in their
different
version
universe.
of Crisis on Infinite Earths. So they went to all the different. They
Yeah,
did it first before the Flash. In fact, the
yeah,
Flash was part of it. Like Ezra Miller was part of that sequence.
right, exactly.
Yeah, so they did it better. But
Yeah,
anyway,
I know.
but yeah, like Sony just needs to trust in its characters
Yeah,
and not make them what they aren't. I mean, you can
yeah,
argue with Venom, but he's more known as a villain,
right.
right? Craven, I just don't see the appeal of, especially if they try to make him likable in some way,
Hmm.
right? So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But I feel like if they're gonna bring in a character, bring in like the Indian Spider-Man.
Oh, and
I'd rather see that character.
I would rather, yeah, like they have 100 Spider-Mans, million Spider-Mans. Why
Yeah.
not just
Hobby.
utilize those?
I would like to see Spider-Punk.
Like, yeah, Spider-Punk, Spider-Man India. So that Spider-Woman that they had in
Yeah.
Across the Spider-Verse, I'd love to see her universe.
Or even,
So,
I mean, the
yeah,
obvious also Spider-Gwen.
Spider-Gwen, obviously. Yeah, so I don't know why they don't work with those. Maybe they must have some kind of understanding with Marvel as to why they are not using them,
I don't know.
because it just seems like a no-brainer. But oh well, I'm not
The
Sony.
Yeah. Let's give it up, Sony. Or let's
Yeah,
work with Marvel. Let's work with Marvel.
that's what I'm saying.
Like Spider-Man, the best thing you guys did was work with Marvel to bring Spider-Man to
Exactly.
the MCU.
I mean, I feel like they are trying to work with Sony, and that's why the Sony Spider-Man movies have appeared on Disney Plus,
Right.
or some of them have so
But
far.
like I don't
Uh,
know what the creative process is over at Sony and their Spider-Verse, but like
yeah,
consult or something. Like
exactly.
because I want to love anything Spider-Man.
Me too. Me, me too.
So
And I want Miles Morales
yes.
in live action form.
Yeah.
So,
Though I would say you might as well skip the origin story
hmm
because we got a great origin story already.
yeah, for sure.
I mean, like it's funny because like Spider-Man, Tom Holland Spider-Man, we never got the origin story.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Because they didn't want to
Because it was
rehash
told,
that.
Batman in the new DCU.
Because,
Doesn't seem
yeah,
like we're
we've
gonna get
only
the origin
seen a
story. Like,
100.
how many times did we see white pearls in an alleyway?
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
We know.
Yeah,
So Spider-Man, same thing. We know. Just
for sure.
like a James Bond film, just in the middle of the action, just start it.
Yeah. That's all you need to do on some of these characters. Now, I do understand some need origin, like the Fantastic Four, well known by
But it's
comic
been so
people, but
long since we've seen anything,
right,
right?
origin story, or
Yeah. Those don't, like the heroes and teams, whatever, that haven't really permeated the modern, you know, uh, take on superheroes. Sure,
right.
but I feel like Batman, we don't need to see anymore. We don't need to see Superman's origin
No,
anymore. This has
yeah,
been done in so many different media.
right.
In the Fantastic Four, unless you're a comic book reader from a while ago,
hmm
or you just like weird movies from the 90s, don't need this,
Yeah,
and that's already 30 years ago. So we need a good origin story.
origin story. Yeah,
And don't see Fantastic,
yeah,
please.
yeah. Do not see that. Don't see it,
Don't see it.
because you won't be able to unsee it.
Yeah. Otherwise, you must unlearn what you have learned.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, we have come to the end of our episode. Cousin Rich, do you have any other words of wisdom you want to impart?
Not really. Oh, I got. That's probably something we talking about me, but I did get my Oogie Boogie Bash tickets for this year.
Wait. They went on sale?
They went on sale for Magic Key holders.
Oh, yeah.
General sales Thursday.
On this Thursday?
Yeah.
Man, I'm going to miss out because I don't get paid until the 3rd
Sorry.
of August. I mean, of August, of July.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's really early.
yeah, I know it's so early. Hopefully, I'll be able to scrounge up something.
Yeah,
But
and it's funny because like even when we did it, we didn't get our first or second night choice.
oh, really?
Yeah, because we wanted to go in October, but we're going literally the first week that it opened. So September 5th, I think is
Oh, okay.
7th. I think we're going.
Yeah.
Whatever that
Okay.
Thursday is. The first Thursday that's running is when we're going.
Right.
And I already know what my costume is, but I'm not gonna tell you.
Man. All right. Well, I'm excited to see what that is.
Tune in October, folks.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we have come to the end, as I said. If you aren't already, please subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell for notifications. And if you were in here and you make your way out, please give us a like, as it really helps us out with the whole algorithm thingy. And yeah, with that, check out our socials uh, and visit our website at www.castlescapesandclones.com. And with that, we will see you later. Bye.
Yep. Catch you on the flip side.